Here on Escape to the Country, we make it our mission to give our buyers what they want.
We can't fault you on this one so far.
So far, so good.
Even when she wants one thing...
You know what they say, happy wife, happy life.
Absolutely.
And he wants another.
Are you getting excited about this house?
The house is lovely.
It felt like it hurt him to say that.
It's one of the trickiest situations to navigate, but we're on cloud 9 when we deliver.
This is a little dance.
Pembrokeshire, a magical county with a rich and vibrant Welsh heritage that's been hailed as one of the world's best coastal destinations.
Pembrokeshire's amazing national park follows much of the county's spectacular coastline. Now, here's a fun fact for you. At its widest, if you were to head from the coast inland, it would be around 10 miles wide. The narrowest point, well, if your name's Usain Bolt, you can get from one side to the other in less than 10 seconds. My advice to you, though, would be to take a more leisurely walk and really get to enjoy this awe-inspiring scenery.
Pembrokeshire sits in the most southwesterly corner of Wales.
I've lived in Pembrokeshire my whole life. The great thing about it is it's got so many beautiful beaches. As a surfer, that's great news for me. I've also got a great sense of community here, and I love it.
The 186-mile coastal path boasts 52 beaches and is dotted with towns and villages from yesteryear. Tenby in South Pembrokeshire has a pretty harbour topped with brightly coloured Georgian houses, many of which will set you back at least a cool £1 million. In the north of the county, you'll find gems like Lower Town, with its cluster of quayside cottages. The old harbour is the backdrop for a series of sculptures that celebrate the town's heritage by local artist John Cleal.
Pembrokeshire is the perfect place to build a lifestyle. It's got a culture of farming, but also a culture of Michelin-style restaurants. It's perfect if you would like to be busy and to be really ingrained in the culture. There's lots of things to do, but also if you want to just come and sit and walk and do nothing, it's the perfect place to be.
As I made my way here to Wales and saw the most incredible sunset, it reminded me of just how beautiful Pembrokeshire is. And for me, it doesn't just have a few of the things that make the perfect escape to the country. Oh no, it actually has them in spades. And I believe that today's buyers feel exactly the same.
Every time we come to Pembrokeshire, I personally just feel the stress just falls away and I feel my shoulders dropping, and I think you find it the same, don't you?
Exactly the same.
Ruth, who's just sold her gym business, and husband Craig, an electrician and builder, live in the Wiltshire town of Chippenham. This 4-bedroom detached property has been their home for the past 10 years, and it's the latest in a long line of doer-uppers.
So since buying this house, we've created an annex. I've had to fit 3 bathrooms, 2 kitchens, raised floors.
Raised ceilings.
Raised ceilings, it's been rewired. And I sort of think our next project should be something similar to this. It would be ideal.
Whereas I would like a house that's finished. I'm really looking forward to being able to live in a house that's actually done and not a building project for a change.
Yeah.
So we don't really agree on what we're looking for.
What they do agree on is that their new home should be detached, have at least 2 bedrooms and a spacious open-plan kitchen diner. They'd like a large garden and a holiday let, or the opportunity to create one. If a property does need work, those costs must come out of their £650,000 budget.
Ruth and Craig have spent years working hard, but also years having this dream that one day they can actually live in Pembrokeshire. They've been here numerous times on holiday, but now the time is right. And this is where it gets interesting, because from what I can gather, they want very, very different things from this move. Yeah, Ruth, it's all about the home, but for Craig, he definitely wants something to do. So we're going to call that the project. So I think it's going to be quite a tricky ask. I think it's going to be fun, and I want to make sure both of them are happy with the end result.
Before we start our house search in earnest, I'm meeting Ruth and Craig in a lovely little spot on the shore of the Diglethye Estuary in the heart of the National Park.
Well, welcome to Pembrokeshire, Ruth and Craig, but in a way I feel you should be welcoming me because you know this county so well, having been here numerous times on holiday, and you now want it to be your future home.
Yes, yeah. We've spent a lot of time here over the last 10 years.
Now, I get the impression, how can I say it politely, that you want two different things, two different houses in a way.
Yeah, definitely.
I want what he can see at the end without all the work in between.
And ideally, you'd like holiday let potential.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah, so we've got a holiday let at the moment.
Yeah.
And we'd like to carry on and do that.
If the house doesn't have holiday let potential, is that going to put you off or not?
If I've got the land to put the holiday lets on, then no, it's not a problem.
So how are we going to keep you both happy?
If you found a house that was finished, but he had holiday lets to do, then it keeps him quiet. And
Would you quite like him to have a project?
yes.
Should we get started?
Yeah,
it's gotta
come
go.
on. Yeah, let's do it.
Our first stop is in the village of Ludchurch, a 2.5 mile drive from the coast and less than 10 minutes from the town of Narberth. Its multicoloured Edwardian and Georgian streets are filled with shops selling fine art, antiques, copious amounts of local food and drink, as well as a liberal sprinkling of pubs, cafes and restaurants. It also has a train station with regular services to Haverfordwest, Tenby, Cardigan and Carmarthen. Down an unmade track shared with just one other neighbour sits the first house we've lined up for Ruth and Craig to view.
Oh, that's pretty.
And it's this farmhouse thought to date back to the 1840s.
So may I introduce you to our first property?
Lovely.
Yeah?
It looks finished from the outside. That's the
Which,
first.
from my point of view, is
Yes.
fantastic.
Yes, the house has been done to a great standard, which I'm going to show you, but there's always potential for a project. How does that sound?
Good.
Perfect.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Come on.
Craig will have to wait to see those potential projects as the house has been completely overhauled by the present owners following a 2-year modernisation project.
So you've got a very attractive tiled porch, practical when you've got a doggy, and it leads us into our country kitchen.
Which I really like. It's open, but it's not cavernous, so it's still homely and cosy.
Yeah.
I really like it.
Great.
The kitchen's perfect, isn't it, really?
Yeah.
You've got that look on your face, Craig.
He's quiet, which means he probably likes it a lot.
There's not
Yeah.
a lot to do here, is there?
Craig seems disappointed at the lack of work required, but Ruth is thrilled.
We're not going to stop there because I'm going to squeeze past you and take you through to the drawing room.
Oh, another nice room.
Yeah.
Love the fireplace.
You also have the added advantage of a conservatory as well.
Oh, yeah. I don't like conservatories, but this.
But no, this is all right,
okay,
isn't it?
isn't it?
We would definitely use this a lot.
So far,
So
So
far,
good.
I'm liking it, yes.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what they say? Happy wife, happy life.
absolutely.
I'm confident we'll get a happy husband too. He's just got to wait a little longer. We're heading upstairs now to check out the bedrooms.
Oh, that's lovely.
So this is the main bedroom. You have an ensuite there. Again, all beautifully done.
Yeah, it is nice. It is really nice, but it's finished.
So what's the overall vibe that I'm getting? I'm not quite sure.
It's a bit scary because I think, you know, what I've seen so far, I love, and it could,
I
mean
knew-
we've got to do something.
I knew as soon as we come in you'd like it.
Yeah.
Are you getting excited about this house?
The house is lovely.
Oh, it felt like it hurt him to say that.
Yeah.
I'm letting them explore the rest of the upstairs on their own. As well as the family bathroom, there are 2 further bedrooms. This one is used as a dressing room.
Oh, it's bigger than I was expecting.
Yeah.
And a 3rd bedroom overlooks the front of the house.
Oh, it's another nice room.
Yeah. I actually like the dressing room as a bedroom better. So perhaps that could be my bit of project. Change some bedrooms around.
Don't you worry, Craig. I promised you a project, and it's outside. The house is on a plot of 1/3 of an acre, and tucked in the corner is a workshop and studio space.
If you just look at the concrete, you can see there's a bit of a footprint there. There was a building there a few years ago. Sadly, the tree came down and took it out. So I'm just thinking of planning permission and perhaps the opportunity to build a holiday let building. What do you think with your professional eye?
I'm thinking, with the base down, you've got a wooden lodge would go on here beautifully.
Depending on size and spec, log cabin kits can cost from £4,000 upwards, plus the cost of labour. So if this property is to be a serious contender, it needs to come in under Ruth and Craig's top budget of £650,000.
What are we thinking when it comes to the price?
I'm going to say 575.
£575,000.
I think it's going to stretch us. I think this is going to be 600.
The asking price, they are asking offers in the region of £550,000.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's just got a bit better.
This detached Victorian farmhouse boasts a contemporary kitchen diner, a charming living room, a south-facing conservatory and 3 bedrooms. It sits on a plot of 1/3 of an acre and, with the relevant planning permission, there's potential to create a holiday let. It's on the market for just under £550,000.
Now, I know we were joking earlier on, but we really do want Craig to be as happy with this move as Ruth, and it sounds like this property has everything they need and the potential for more.
I can definitely imagine myself living in a place like this. I wasn't expecting quite such a almost visceral reaction to it.
It almost works, doesn't it?
I don't think there's anything really that doesn't work.
If it was ideal, I would want a little bit more land. But we could make this work. To do the lodge there is quite a short project. And then I've realistically,
You'd have to find another
for the
project.
first time in my life, I'd have to find something that isn't work. I might have to go back to hobbies.
No change of heart, we still love it?
It's the first one, isn't it? It might get better.
It might get better. I'm loving the optimism, but we're going to be pushed to beat this, but we're going to give it a try. Come on.
Saundersfoot is a classic seaside resort with the perennial appeal of ice cream, deck chairs and fish and chips. In recent years, it's become one of Wales's most sought-after destinations, so we're sending Ruth and Craig there to see what all the fuss is about.
Yeah, it's pretty, isn't it?
Yeah.
For starters, there's its fabulous location, slap bang in the coastal national park. Then there's its 3 sandy beaches.
It's stunning, isn't it?
It's a lovely beach. Perfect for the dogs to run around on.
We'd have dogs going in one direction, grandkids going in the other direction.
Part of the town's charm is its remoteness. The nearest motorway is nearly an hour away. From Saundersfoot train station, located a mile outside the town, there are direct mainline services to Swansea in 90 minutes and to Pembroke in 35. But to be honest, there's everything you need here, including excellent restaurants, cafes and pubs where you can sample the daily hauls of whelks and crabs landed at the harbour. The town's 2,000 plus residents can get involved with more than 50 community groups. Lifelong resident Simone, known as Si, has kindly agreed to give our couple the inside scoop on the Saundersfoot lifestyle.
Hi.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Hi, hello. What an amazing place to live and work, Si.
It's absolutely amazing, isn't it? I mean, you've only got to look at that beach. It's just stunning. Great for dog walking, loads of water sports down here as well. I hear you're interested in paddleboarding.
I have just started this year, but I do it on a lake, so don't have tides and wind and waves to deal with.
Absolutely.
Things like
Well, you'll
that.
have to come see us. And,
Help and advice.
Yes. We'll get you out on that paddleboard and we'll get you surfing, Craig.
Perhaps kayaking. Can we do kayaking?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the pace of life like here, Si?
Obviously slower than a city, but it's still quite vibrant. We've got a New Year's Day swim. Lots of the locals get involved with that. Hundreds of people come down to watch that.
To watch.
Yes. We've got a rowing club. There's a good community here. There'll be lots of things for you to do. Pub quizzes, you've got the beaches, you've got the Preseli Mountains, half an hour's drive away. It's nice and peaceful and quiet and...
Slower pace of life.
Absolutely.
That's
Well,
just what we want.
Yeah, that's
Fabulous.
what we're looking for, isn't it?
And our search to find what they want will pick up again first thing tomorrow.
I'm really enjoying my time taking Craig and Ruth around Pembrokeshire. They did warn me that their priorities were very different, and that became evident with our first property. However, I think they both liked it. But don't want to count my chickens too soon, because what we are doing is we're showing them a county which they know and love, but areas that they haven't discovered before, and that is certainly going to be the case today.
We're making our way into the Pembrokeshire National Park to the seaside village of Amroth. Its half-a-mile long, flat sandy beach is an excellent spot for rock pooling, and during very low tides, the remains of a drowned forest are exposed, with fossilised tree stumps, antlers and early human stone tools visible in the sand. A leisurely half-hour stroll from the beach, so ideal for paying guests on their holes, we find our next property.
Oh, it's a very pretty property.
Is pretty. So this is a property that not only is in the national park, but we also have sea views.
Yeah. Fabulous views.
Yeah.
It's a really nice looking house, do you think?
I would say the best so far.
Really?
Yeah.
Shall we step inside?
Yes.
Let's go.
This house had been in a complete state of disrepair when the present owners purchased it 2 years ago. Following a total renovation, it's been operating as a lucrative holiday let, but I'm proposing it could make a great home for our couple.
Oh, wow.
It's very nice, isn't it? It is very nice. I like the fact they haven't
I'm
painted the
happy.
beams.
It gives it some character, doesn't it? And the fireplace. Lovely.
Does it feel like a home as you walk through the door?
Yes.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
good.
love it.
Very good.
Let's take you next door to the kitchen.
Okay.
Oh,
Again, done to a impressive high spec.
It's smaller than what we're used to.
it doesn't feel smaller, does it?
It's big enough.
Yeah.
You've got a utility room just off the kitchen and a
Okay.
downstairs shower room as well, and there's more storage, so you've got your white goods out there.
Okay.
Brilliant.
I'm giving Ruth and Craig free rein of upstairs, where a family bathroom serves 3 good-sized bedrooms. The largest overlooks the front of the house.
What a lovely room. And,
A good view.
yeah, you could spend hours just looking at that, couldn't you?
On the opposite side of the landing is a second double.
So this would be a good room for the grandkids, really.
If you, yeah, we could get a couple of single beds in here, can't
Yeah.
we? For the little
Or
ones.
leave it as a double for the kids.
For the grown-ups.
Yeah.
And at the rear of the property, a twin room.
OK, so here's the single room for the grandkids.
And they've got storage.
And a different view, so you've got countryside views.
We're heading outside now, where I've saved the best till last.
On the other side of your property, you will see a field. There's a gate and there's a derelict building right at the back. Quite a large plot of land. That is currently owned by the owners here, and they are selling it separately. But whoever buys this house gets first refusal on that land.
OK.
In addition to that, it already has planning permission granted for 2 log cabins.
Oh.
Yes. Good. Interesting, very interesting, this one.
Does this tempt you?
Oh, very much so. Yeah, it's got an awful lot going for it, this place.
OK, it comes down to the crunch. What do you think this house is on the market for? Just the house?
Just the house?
Yeah.
I'm going to be really hopeful and say around 460.
£460,000. Craig?
Let's be optimistic and say 430.
Oh, £430,000. You are hoping, aren't you? OK, well, the asking price for this house is £475,000.
OK.
So let's just park that there.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you think they're asking for the plot next door?
I would expect it to be at least £150,000.
OK. Ruth?
Again, I'm going to be hopeful and say 100,000.
£100,000. This is a
your
little
happy
dance because the asking price, I want to say it quietly so no one else hears, £50,000 with the planning permission already granted.
OK.
Right, I've got to backtrack now. So the house was?
£475,000.
50.
525, your top budget was?
That's irrelevant now, because I think it's sort of like almost silly. Well, should we not bother with the next house then? Let's just knock it on the head and get down the pub.
I think that's Craig telling me that this is a done deal. This beautifully renovated 3-bedroom detached property is being marketed for £475,000. The adjacent plot with planning permission is priced at £50,000. That's a grand total of £525,000.
You might have pulled a rabbit out of the hat here. I think for the first time we may actually be on the same page, and we both really love this property, which is a bit of a miracle, really.
Location, view, done. Ruth wanted finished house, done. I wanted a project, done. We wanted income stream, done. I would say at the moment you're going to struggle to show us something that fits the brief better than this.
If Pembrokeshire's stunning coastline has swept you away, here's what you need to know before you make the move here. The average price of a detached property in the UK is just over £458,000. In Pembrokeshire, it's more than £100,000 lower at just over £340,000. So, take a look at what's currently on the market. This detached character cottage has 2 reception rooms, one with an original bread oven and a contemporary country kitchen with dining area. Upstairs, a family bathroom serves 2 double bedrooms and a 3rd single room used as a study. Outside, there's a pretty cottage garden split across several levels. The asking price, £450,000. Make an offer over £375,000 and this recently renovated detached stone cottage could be yours. It has 2 reception rooms, one with a feature fireplace and a contemporary kitchen diner. Upstairs, there's a stylish bathroom with a sunken bath and 4 bedrooms, the largest of which has views across Fishguard Harbour. To the rear, a good-sized garden looks out across open fields. If you're in the market for a short break, then perhaps this might float your boat. Powered by solar energy, it has an open-plan kitchen diner sitting room with a wood-burning stove, a bathroom and 1 double bedroom with doors onto the veranda. Sleeping up to 4 people, prices start from £150 per night in low season with a minimum 2-night stay. It's Mystery House time and we're hopping over the border into Ceredigion, heading for the village of Llangoedmor, 3 miles from the coast at Cardigan. Residents use the facilities in neighbouring Llachrid, which sits on the north bank of the River Tenby. And whilst Ruth and Craig take a wander around the village, I'm giving you a sneak preview of this, our mystery house.
So right at the beginning of this search, Craig and Ruth joked that ideally they'd like 2 separate houses. Well, this is the mystery and their wish may come true because behind me you have this exceptional old traditional farmhouse. So Ruth could be very happy here. However, we can't forget Craig, can we? Just take a look at these impressive barns. Yes, he said he wanted a project, but I'm calling this PC, Project Craig.
Not only does our mystery house satisfy Ruth and Craig's property desires, it supersises them. It's the largest house we're showing them, has the biggest renovation project and comes with an acre of land. I think we've hit the jackpot, but will they?
So welcome to your mystery house.
It's huge.
The good news is both properties on either side are part of the mystery house.
OK, we can't afford it.
Do you want to start off with the house or with the barns?
The house.
House it is, come on.
The barns, which we'll explore later, were built in 1820. The main house dates back to 1910. 2 years ago, the owners added a huge rear extension to create this spectacular kitchen, dining, living room, which is where we're starting our viewing.
How is this for a kitchen entrance?
Oh, my word. What are you doing to me?
I'll even accept I don't need to do anything. I'm quite happy not to do anything if I'm sat here.
You'd live in this, wouldn't you?
Just
Well, we'd both live in this.
Don't need the rest of the house, really.
It is beautifully done.
You might not need to see the rest of the house, Craig, but trust me, it's worth taking a gander.
So you've got this as a reception sitting room, which
is,
I think
yeah, great size.
pretty generous.
Yeah. Oh, it's really nice and bright, light. I could see Christmas in here with fire going.
Yeah.
Grandkids and wrapping paper everywhere.
Well, when they do all come to stay, there are areas that they could actually be in. They've got their own wing, if you like. It's sort of got a self-contained flat on that side. You've got a bedroom now downstairs.
OK.
You've got a really good size bathroom as well, a kitchenette stroke utility room, and then another reception room.
But we can't fault you on this one so far.
So far, so good.
And I'm confident they'll find little to grumble about upstairs. The largest of the 3 bedrooms could provide Craig with a little job.
Oh, huge.
Oh, you've got enough storage. So that was going to be a shower room, was it? Oh, no, that's a project, and I've got something to do. That's
I
my
think you've got
project.
quite a bit to do. It's
no,
lovely.
Next to the family bathroom, there's another double.
The windows are fab, aren't they? Because they're
Yeah.
so big and open. And I love the wooden windowsills as well.
And low.
Yeah, it's got character.
Then there's the third and final bedroom.
Wow, it's another big room, isn't it?
Yeah, this would be 2 singles easily.
Yeah.
Happy, happy.
And we intend to make you even happier, Craig.
Here you have the barns. In actual fact, it's 2 barns and a coach house at the end.
Okay.
Now, there is a covenant on this building. When the farmhouse was sold out of the hands of the local farm, they put a covenant on that this can be refurbed, can be done up, as long as it's for family members.
Restrictive covenants tend to be used to ensure that certain standards are upheld by the residents of a property. A solicitor can check whether there are grounds to form the basis of any claim to remove a covenant, and depending on whether the application is disputed, the process can take between 18 and 24 months. Whilst this particular covenant restricts holiday let conversions, there is a solution.
The other idea that the owner had was you actually do this up to live in yourself, and you can always rent that one out.
No, no one else is getting that kitchen.
Yeah, if we live here, we live there.
Yeah.
And we have to try and get round.
Well, a conversation would have to be had, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Financially, it has to work, so we have to have an income.
Well, why don't you take the opportunity to go and have a look on your own and think it through? And you know where I'm going to be, don't you?
On the balcony.
Oh, I'm going to be sitting on that balcony, absolutely.
Work has already begun on the first of the 2 barns.
Oh, that's toy room, is it? So
Yeah, but it could be a lounge, couldn't it?
Lounge, diner.
Kitchen.
That's a fake wall, so that can come out.
It has power, lighting and a first floor that has been boarded out.
It does give you a sense of what could be done, though, doesn't it?
Yes. Easily.
The barn next door, in use as a garage, has a similar layout. And then there's the old coach house.
Wow. 2-storey. And stairs up.
Amazing roof.
It's just a lot of work, isn't it? And this is just a small portion. There's a lot more that side through there.
It's mind-blowing.
The property is being sold using the modern method of auction, an online process designed to open up auctions to buyers who require mortgages. The successful buyer pays a non-refundable fee to reserve the property, a cost on top of the purchase value. Fees vary, but for this property, it's 4.2% of the final selling price. There are pros and cons to this method of buying, but some of the benefits to the buyer include purchase prices that are typically 10% less than the market value, speedier sales, since you have to complete within 56 days, and binding agreements, which remove the danger of being gazumped at the last minute.
Well, let's discuss finances. What price are you thinking?
I think it's going to be £640,000.
£640,000 doesn't leave you much from your top budget, does it? OK, Craig?
I'd be very surprised if it was under £700,000.
OK, I'm not going to do a dance, but I will tell you the asking price or offers over £550,000.
OK.
Do you know, bizarrely, I was hoping you were going to say it was way out of our budget, so we didn't have to consider it. And now
It's close enough that we are going to have to do some working out.
We have to consider it, yeah.
We can't walk away now without exploring it further, can we?
In an idyllic spot on a generous 1-acre plot, this impressive farmhouse has a show-stopping kitchen diner, 3 bedrooms and a self-contained 1-bed annex. Subject to planning and the terms of the covenant, the outbuildings are ripe for conversion. The owners hope to achieve a price of £550,000, and Ruth and Craig will need to factor in the additional reservation fee of 4.2% of the final purchase cost.
Well, this morning we thought we would put an offer in on what was our nailed-on dead cert first choice,
This has just changed everything, really.
But creating the letting business is a huge amount of work.
I just think it's going to be worth it for our life.
So, if all goes according to plan, and I love it when a plan comes to fruition, Craig and Ruth will be moving to Pembrokeshire very, very soon. But let's meet Sue and Adrian, who made their country escape here from London 4 years ago. And I'm interested to find out how their life has changed. I'm guessing for the better.
There is not a day that goes past that at some point that day we think we love where we live. And it's a very special place with very special people in it.
Yeah.
And that place is Llangollen, set in the Preseli Hills, just 2 miles from the beautiful expansive beaches on Pembrokeshire's north coast. The couple found this traditional farmhouse nestled in 5 acres of land and painstakingly restored it from dereliction to create a luxury B&B. In doing so, they also completely transformed their lifestyle.
I joined the local male voice choir in Haverfordwest. Sue's taken up upholstery. She loves upholstering things for the bed and breakfast. The bed and breakfast is a fantastic part of our life. The people we meet through it are lovely without exception. There isn't anyone that stayed at our place that we wouldn't have back.
Sue and Adrian are quite literally, and to use that old cliche, living their dream life here in Pembrokeshire. So I thought I should come and meet them and, well, just for a little while, live that dream life with them.
The oldest part of the farmhouse dates back to the 1530s, and even the newest additions are more than 140 years old. But the property had been derelict for more than 40 years when Sue and Adrian bought it.
Hello.
Hello.
Adrian and Sue, lovely to meet you both.
And you.
What a stunning spot. This is incredible. And all this is yours?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to have to hear more about all this story.
Do you want to come on in?
I'd love to. Thank you.
Initially, the couple lived in a static caravan on site whilst they rebuilt the house to include a breakfast room and lounge for guests, plus 3 beautifully appointed bedroom suites. But I'm checking out the heart of what is their own home.
Oh, wow. This is wonderful, isn't it? And I'm guessing this didn't look like this when you bought this property.
No, this building had very little roof, just a little bit up here, and it used to be the old dairy. And the windows didn't have glass, they were just gauze to let all the air circulate and flow. So it was very different.
Sue, formerly an operations director for a prestigious interior design company, now takes the role of head chef and housekeeper, whilst Adrian, who used to work in sales for a design and build company, is front of house and head groundsman. Together, the pair have ambitious plans to rewild much of the 5 acres here and nurture a woodland for which they've already planted more than 1,000 trees. Today, I'm helping them plant some willow.
We just pick out a piece of willow that's about pencil thickness,
Yeah,
chop it off,
yeah.
and then take all the little branches off, and then cut about that much.
These little rods of willow are known as willow whips.
We plant that straight into the ground.
And it'll root.
It'll root and grow. All of these are willow whips that were planted 2 years ago.
It's fascinating to think that you can plant one tree and get so many other trees from it.
Willow grows fast. Up to 2 metres a year, so you don't have to wait long for results.
These?
The lower branches.
That one
and
or
that
not?
one.
That one.
And then about here,
Yep.
when you're ready, just cut it off.
And that can go straight into the ground.
Yes.
Right, in you go. Let's pop you in here, find a nice little space. And would you ever trade your old lives back again?
No.
No,
Not for a second.
not for a second.
Yeah.
If you've got a dream, you need to follow it.
And on that note, it's time to return to the task of helping Ruth and Craig to follow theirs.
What a predicament. What's their next step going to be? I genuinely can't call this one, so let's find out what they've got to say. This is a rather delightful spot, isn't it?
It's lovely.
So you've had a little time to think about it. It is a massive step. But where are we now?
Well, I think this morning I thought we'd found the house that we were going to move to.
So did we.
Then you dropped a bombshell with the mystery house.
Yeah.
And for me, I absolutely love the house. The house is perfect.
Is the coastal property still a contender?
If the covenant can't be lifted, then
On the mystery house?
on the mystery house, then that's
That's out of
out the equation
Yeah.
straight away. Then we have to concentrate on.
We'll go back and have a look at the other house.
Yeah. For two that want different things, you are very much together. And I'm going to throw this one in. If the mystery house doesn't work out, go back and see the coastal property, won't you?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for all your help.
Well,
been
you're very
fantastic.
welcome. It has honestly been our pleasure, and we do wish you the very best of luck. Well, that was an interesting one, wasn't it? With Craig and Ruth. And I thought with that sea view house that, well, we had it in the bag. It was a given. And then what happens? The mystery house comes along and blows it out of the water. So fingers crossed the paperwork gets sorted, because it is a spectacular home with so much potential in the most beautiful of locations. And you know what? I'm looking forward to being invited back to see how they're getting on. And I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.
Ruth and Craig return to the house near the beach to chat with the vendor. They've also scrutinised the legal pack for the mystery house. Both properties are still in the mix, and Ruth and Craig are hopeful that as soon as they've sold their home, they'll be able to move forward with one of our 2 properties. If you would like to escape to the country in Wales, Northern Ireland, Scotland or England and need our help, why not apply online at bbc.co.uk/take part.